You may have seen a recent video from Nico Loves Linux called Thunderbird, the success story of Linux. This is a great video, I highly recommend you check it out. But the long and short of it is Thunderbird went from basically being a half-dead project a couple of years ago to now running incredibly successful social media accounts, recently shipping a whole new UI, which whilst being new, still feels really familiar, and also are working on Android support. And all of this made possible and was made possible by multiple years of incredibly successful funding. Not just, it's a little bit better every year. From 2017 to 2021, 700,000 to 2.7 million, and then it tripled to $6.4 million. Now, I want to focus on the jump, because the jump is the weird part. The rest of this is just running your normal FOSS fundraising campaigns, reaching out to the community, running fun meme social media accounts, and just generally making Thunderbird better. But a jump like this doesn't normally happen, and you might think, maybe some massive company got involved in Thunderbird. You know how GNOME has Red Hat involved, OBS has Nvidia, AMD, and Logitech donating a lot of money, Krita had Intel donating a lot of money. Nope, that is not what happened. Maybe some massive company acquired Thunderbird, and now they just have all of this extra funding. No, all of this funding, well, the majority of the funding, 99.9%, came from user donations. Users who use Thunderbird, who just like the project. How, you might ask? Well, firstly, making a really good project. Most people can do that. The second thing is actually doing a call to action and asking the users to donate. When you open up Thunderbird with the new UI, there is a banner down the bottom. This banner asks you to donate. This will only be shown until you click your first email, and then won't be shown again until you reopen Thunderbird. But also, when you updated to the new UI, you were sent to this website in your browser. Help keep Thunderbird alive. Click here to donate. And you know what I did when I saw this? I donated to Thunderbird. That was the first time I'd ever done so. I had been using the project for a real long time, and I just never thought to donate. And I wasn't the only person who did this, as indicated by the number. Now, you might not like to hear this, and you might not want it to be true, but asking users to donate actually works. And do you want to know what I'm here to say? I don't think this is unique to Thunderbird, and I would like to see more projects try this, the most obvious location being places like your desktop. Okay, how many of you are, say, GNOME and KDE users? How many of you have actually donated to the project? I'm sure a lot of you, but I guarantee there are a lot of others that haven't even considered it, or maybe you have considered it, but you don't really know where to go. Well, in the case of GNOME, you'll probably go to your search engine, search for something like donate to GNOME, and when you do, you'll be presented with a page like this, which is a totally functional donation page, which for some reason I have to scroll down to be able to donate. Why? Let's compare this to the Thunderbird page. Donation right here, you can see it, all of the text, important if you want to read it, but it is under the donation button. Now, to be fair, this is a special promotional page. Let's compare it to their regular page. Once again, donation right front and center. There is extra text, and you can scroll down to see it. But you don't care, because you're here to donate, and nothing should be getting in your way to do that donation. My suggestion is either delete this entire section here, or move it under the donation and put this bit right here. It'll work a lot better. KDE at least does a lot better of a job in the layout. They do have text once again, but all of it is under, like, who else is donating, all that stuff. The important thing is at the top. The thing they do worse, though, is with this become a supporting member thing. This has recurring donations that are set amounts. Why are they set amounts? On the GNOME side, if you scroll down again, you can do a recurring donation and you can set a custom amount. Why is there no custom button here? Also, why is there only annually and quarterly? Why is there no monthly? A lot of people don't like to spend, a big amount in one block. Say €50. They might want to spend it in smaller amounts each month so it's less of a big drop of their account. Every single little hurdle you put in front of users before they can donate to a project is going to mean less users who end up wanting to donate. Now, someone who is like super dedicated to the project, they always donate, they're really involved in the community, this is not going to stop them. But someone who is fairly new to the project, or maybe they're a first-time donator, or someone who is like kind of interested and maybe they want to give some money if it's not that big of a hassle, those are the people that are going to be turned away as soon as something gets in their way. Thunderbird by far does it the best, but I still don't think it's perfect. Having things like a Libera Pay, a Patreon, an Open Collective, that would be an improvement, along with having a bug bounty program, so if people want to fund some specific problem being addressed, they can go and do so. But by far the biggest hurdle is actually getting people to want to donate and know how and where they can donate. And you know what? This might ruffle a couple of feathers, but I actually like what Thunderbird is doing. I like the banner down the bottom asking you to donate. I like the thing opening in my web browser when I updated to the big UI update that asked me to donate. Without those things, I wouldn't have donated to the project. Now, I do think that whatever is done needs to be done very tastefully and fairly conservatively. We don't want the Linux desktop to start looking like the Ubisoft Elden Ring UI meme, or like an old install of Internet Explorer that has just a couple too many toolbars. However, would you be opposed to some form of donation pop-up opening when you open up your desktop? Maybe it can be like every 10 times or something. Please don't get hung up on the term pop-up. When I say pop-up, this is a generic term. It can mean a notification. It can mean something in your welcome screen. It can mean like a donate button on the login screen. Whatever the desktop and the users feel is tasteful is what I am talking about. And if you absolutely don't want to see it, there was some sort of toggle in your desktop to fully disable it so you never see it again. This I can understand would be a little bit too often. I can understand why maybe you don't want to see it like the Thunderbird solution where it's every time you launch the program. But what if it's, say, every time there is a major update? So, like with the Thunderbird thing where it showed on the big UI update, let's say GNOME 46 comes out, GNOME 47 comes out, you install it, and the first time you launch it, it says, hey, if you like GNOME, would you like to support it? Or in the case of Plasma, 6.0 comes out, 6.1, 6.2, so on and so forth. It says, hey, would you like to donate? And it only shows it once. Once again, there would be an option to fully disable it, and then you never see it again. Would you be opposed to that? Now, if you say you are opposed to it, you're definitely in the minority, because it seems like most users don't have an issue with it. Now, I totally understand there are some users out there who just don't have the money to donate to a project. That is totally fair. And there are some users who simply just don't want to pay for things. And that's fair as well. I would never want to see the FOSS world drop the idea that most things are just monetarily free as well. Yes, free software does not mean free of charge, but I don't want to see a price tag on everything. I like this donation world we have where the things that get funded are the things that people really care about. The problem is I think there is a lot more money in this space that a lot of people are just leaving on the table by not actually asking for it. There are so many talented devs out there working on so many incredible projects that simply cannot work full-time in the FOSS space that would absolutely love to. Maybe they're working full-time during college or high school, and as soon as they're done, well, now they have bills to pay, and we lose so many incredible people to these proprietary companies because they need to make money. Yes, it is great that companies like Red Hat exist and hire a lot of people to work in this space. But there are so many other people that don't get paid a single cent for the work they do that you rely on every single day. And just because someone is employed by Red Hat, for example, it doesn't mean that all the code they're writing in the FOSS space is being paid for. They might be a developer on GNOME, but also go and package KDE on Fedora. The KDE work they're doing is entirely volunteer work. And maybe this part is a bit self-serving, but try to reach out to the community, try to get involved and humanize the developers. Reach out to people like me, like Nick, like DT, like Nico, and a bunch of other people. Like, I have this podcast, and I am more than willing to have basically anyone on. If someone from Thunderbird wants to come talk about the project, come and do so, because what I've found is a lot of people don't really know the people working on the project. They see commits are being made, updates are being released, and sort of feel entitled to that work being done. But as soon as you see the people who are actually doing it, you realize, oh, this is just another Linux user like me that just wants to see this space improve. And at the end of the day, I think that's something we can all agree on. We all just want to see this space improve. We might have different goals for how we want to do so and different ways to get there, but all of us agree we want to see this space improve. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What would you think of your desktop actually asking for a donation? What do you think are ways we can improve the FOSS space and not lose so many talented developers? I would love to know. So if you liked the video, go like the video. And if you really like the video and you want to become one of these amazing people over here, check out my Patreon, subscribe to the Brodie link in the description down below. That's going to be it for me, and Thunderbird.